Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Current News Extra Interview Session. It's a program where we invite innovators, stakeholders, and influencers in the blockchain, crypto, and fintech ecosystem to come talk about the state of the ecosystem and their contributions. So today I have with me a great innovator who is also an author. So I have with me Kate Baucherel. Kate Baucherel is the co-author "Was Hot in Blockchain and Crypto." Kate, you are welcome to Current News Extra.
Thanks, Lee. Really good to be here.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. I was having some issues pronouncing your last name. Hope I got it right. Your last name?
Baucherel, close enough. Yeah, close enough. Baucherel.
Okay.
Yeah, Baucherel.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll be looking at a flash insight about blockchain and cryptocurrency. So before we go straight to that topic, just give us a brief about yourself and your background.
Oh, okay. So, as you say, I'm an author. So I write about blockchain and crypto. I also write science fiction when I'm not writing about blockchain. I have a background in accountancy. So I spent 20 years working my way up to CFO in some big companies. And so when I discovered blockchain, I sort of looked and went, "That I understand that. That is a ledger." It's a really straightforward concept for me. And yeah, I have been using the knowledge I have from running businesses and from my accounting background to look at the challenges of business and the kind of technologies that can solve those challenges.
Interesting. What I want to look at, when we talk about flash insight about blockchain and cryptocurrency, so knowing very well that you are an author, you have authored a book about blockchain, you're also a researcher, so you understand the ecosystem. So what would you say, what's the current state of blockchain and cryptocurrency, most especially from the last month to this new year?
Oh my word. Okay, so I think one word sums it up, and that is exciting. We've seen a few years of very, very turbulent and innovative development. There have been the scams, there have been the disasters, but there have also been some extraordinary leaps of imagination and ideas and technical advances. It's been a fantastic 5 years to live through. It really has. And I think we're on the cusp of the real niche of blockchain is starting to emerge. People are understanding where it doesn't work. People are understanding where it really makes a massive difference. And cryptocurrency obviously is going through some really interesting times. And we are seeing the utility of certain currencies becoming more and more obvious. So it's a really exciting time.
Interesting, and we see we know what is happening in the ecosystem currently. So, yeah, I went through your book. You wrote something about the early adopters and other things. So, how would you describe what early adopters of blockchain and crypto are benefiting and delivering transformations across multiple industries? What would you say about that?
So the people who got the idea of blockchain early, so the people who could see the potential for it to solve problems rather than the potential just focusing on the technology, which never really helps anybody. The people who really got the idea and understood where it was going have applied it very, very well to, for instance, the emerging work on supply chain, which is going into infrastructure projects, which is spreading out into different countries. There's some really interesting developments around making sure that local producers in any country, for instance, are benefiting from the work that they do and the supply chains that are involved in. So we're starting to see benefits not just going all the way up the chain to the people at the top, but cascading back down again. Blockchain allows revenue and benefits to go in all sorts of different directions. And that's what the people who started out early on this and who can see the potential of it have explored different business models and started to apply them really effectively. And yeah, it's great to watch.
Interesting. And you know, there is this common saying in the blockchain space that people think even the early adopters thought they came late. So we've seen what happened last year. What are some of the opportunities and transformations you think blockchain and crypto will bring this new year and beyond?
I think there is a maturity. The opportunity is in the maturing of blockchains. So when we start to see the blockchains becoming more interoperable, so you start to benefit everybody in the chain, that will be interesting. And I know there is a lot of work going on to start to find some common ground between all the different chains. Crypto is in an odd space at the moment. I was always interested in the way that cross-border payments were being facilitated by cryptocurrency, because that's one of the biggest obvious applications of crypto for us in the West, where we're not worried about it. Is looking at the cross-border side of things. I think that central bank digital currencies are throwing something into the mix, and that the cross-border side will survive the winter that is upon it at the moment with XRP and Ripple. But yeah, there's what are the main transformations that we're seeing? I think supply chain has been proved with different commodities, and it needs to start looking at more complex commodities and more complex supply chains for components and so on and so forth. And that will make a big difference as we start to scale the scope of supply chains. There's a lot of work going on there. I would like to see that have a better impact in terms of social good and cascading the benefits all the way down to the people involved in supply, in business, wherever they are. So I think the maturing, standardizing, and blockchain systems talking to each other, and people not being quite so precious about all of the individual systems, actually embracing the decentralized ethos and trust that underpins the technology.
Interesting one from you, Kate. Finally, before we draw the curtain on today's episode of Coin News Extra Interview Session, so you are as the co-author of what inspired you to write the book What's Hot in Blockchain and Crypto.
Actually, the credit has to go to my co-author Ash Costello and to Linda Getz from the Blockchain Chamber of Commerce, because it was their original idea, and I came in because I wrote a book for MBA and business leaders called Blockchain Hurricane last year, and that's a business expert press book, and it's been picked up by Harvard for their business catalog. And as part of that, I interviewed a lot of people who were doing really interesting things with blockchain and crypto, and getting the opportunity to get involved with this book with Ash and Linda has allowed me to go back to a lot of those people and see where their projects have now gone, and to really open up and look at all of the things that are going on in the ecosystem in a huge amount of detail. And it's absolutely fantastic. I've got access to some amazing people, and the stories are just brilliant, and it makes you excited for the future. I'm in the middle of doing the second one at the moment, and it's fab.
That's very interesting. Thank you very much. It has been an amazing time out with you, Kate Baucherel, the co-author What's Hot in Blockchain and Crypto. Thank you very much for your time.
It's a pleasure, Lee. Thank you for having me.